population attributes, which is nothing but the ratio of the male and the female individuals of a population, which is very much essential for the growth of the population. What is population density? The total number of individuals of a species in a given area and time. Hello everyone, myself B. Shobha Rani from the Department of Biology, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence. Dear second PUC students, as you know, I was dealing with a very important and an interesting chapter 13 of your syllabus called Organism and Population. So by seeing this beautiful picture of a baby, then you can make a guess. Yes, in today's session, I am going to discuss about what is population, what is the population attributes like birth rate or natality is one of the population attribute. Now let us understand what are the population attributes. So what are the population attributes? The population attributes consists of the birth rate or natality, death rate or mortality, sex ratio based on the number of male individuals and female individuals. It is a ratio of the male individuals with that of the female individuals. Age group, that is the reproductive, post-reproductive and pre-reproductive age, and immigration and emigration. All these are called as population attributes. What is sex ratio then? It is the ratio of the male and female individuals of a population essential for the growth of a population. I think all of us know that the population is not stable. It may increase or it may decrease. And what is that? What is the reason for the decrease of the population and what is the reason for the increase of population? So decrease or increase of the population depends upon the birth rate and the death rate. So what is sex ratio? It is the ratio of male and female individuals of a population essential for growth of a population. So based on that, we have an age pyramid. So what is this age pyramid? It is a plot. It is a pyramid obtained by plotting individuals of different age group in a population, which is called as age pyramid. We have the 3 age pyramid, which I am going to show it in the next slide. That is pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive age. Pre-reproductive age. So what is sex ratio? The sex ratio is one of the population attribute. And what are the 6 very important population attributes? Birth rate or otherwise called natality, death rate otherwise called mortality, sex ratio, age group or distribution, and immigration and emigration. This is immigration and this is emigration. So sex ratio is one of the population attributes, which is nothing but the ratio of the male and the female individuals of a population, which is very much essential for the growth of the population. So based on the sex ratio, we have an age pyramid. So the pyramid obtained by plotting individuals of different age group in a population is called age pyramid. Why is this age pyramid important? So it is important to know the pre-reproductive, reproductive and the post-reproductive individuals of a population. As I said, this age pyramid is essential to identify the 3 age groups. One is called the pre-reproductive, before attaining reproductive, then the reproductive and the post-reproductive age group people. So the pyramid obtained by plotting individuals of different age group in population is called age pyramid. And it is important to know the pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive individuals of a population. It also indicates what? The growth rate of a population, such as growing or stable or declining. So based on this age pyramid, we can also assess whether the age of that particular 3 age group, whether it is expanding, whether it is stable or whether it is declining. So what is sex ratio? A sex ratio is one of the population attributes. What are the 6 population attributes? Birth rate or natality, death rate or mortality, sex ratio, then age group, that is here the age pyramid. Then we have immigration. What is immigration? People coming inside, like people from outside country enter into our country, they are called as immigrants. Like some of our individuals go outside, go out of the society, out of the population, they are called as what? Emigrants. So based on this, the population may increase or may decrease. So what is sex ratio? It is a ratio of male and female individuals of a population, essential for growth of the population. What is age pyramid? The pyramid obtained by plotting individuals of different age group in a population is called as age pyramid. And why is it important? Why this age pyramid is important? It is important to know the pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive individuals of a population. So it also indicates what? The growth rate of a population, such as growing or stable or declining. So what is birth rate? As I said, more children are born. So birth rate, more of birth. How can it be calculated? It can be calculated by the formula number of individuals added divided by initial size of the population gives you the birth rate. Death rate, the number of deaths divided by initial size of the population will give you the death rate. So all these are the very important what you can call it as the population attributes. So moving on to the diagrammatic representation of age pyramid for human population. As I said, the age pyramid represents 3 very important age structure. One is called the first, actually this has to come first, second and this has to come third. So first one is the pre-reproductive and second one is reproductive and the third one is the post-reproductive structure. So here, what is an age pyramid? As I said, age pyramid is a way of depicting the age structure of a population, which will depict these 3 very important structure of a population. One is called the pre-reproductive structure, second one is called the reproductive structure, and the third one is called the post-reproductive structure, which might be expanding, which might be stable, or which might be declining. So the age pyramid might be expanding or stable or declining. So when will the age pyramid be expanding? When the population will have larger percentage of people in younger age group. So when will the age pyramid be expanding? This is very important from examination point of view. So when will it be? When will the age pyramid be expanding? So when the population will have larger percentage of people in younger age group, right? Then what do we mean by stable? It is constant. So there will be no lesser group or larger group of young people. So this is called stable. What do you mean by declining? So in a population where there is lower percentage of younger people. So based on the age group, like we classify the age pyramid into 3. One is called expanding, the other one is called stable, and the third one is called declining. Right? Hope you have understood. So what are the 3 very important pyramids? Age pyramid. Age pyramid is a way of depicting the age structure of a population, which is of 3 types: pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive, which might be expanding, stable and declining. When it is expanding, when the population will have larger percentage of people in younger age. When will it be stable? Constant, neither larger nor lesser age group of younger age group people. Declining, when the in a population there is lower percentage of younger people. So as I said, what is population growth? Population growth is what? The total number of individuals of a species in a given area and time is called as what? Population growth. population growth. So the parameters to measure the population density of a species: number of individuals, number of colonies, biomass and relative density. So what are the parameters? So what is population growth, or we can use a word called population density. What is population density? The total number of individuals of a species in a given area and time. So what are the parameters that measure the population density of a species? Number of individuals, number of colonies, biomass and relative densities. So moving on to the population density of fish and tiger. How is it determined? Here you can see the beautiful picture. Here you can see in a net the fishes in a net. Here you can see the pug marks of tiger. So how do we assess the population density of a fish and that of a tiger? I think, as I said, it is measured by relative density. How? Number of fish caught per trap indicates the total fish population. So the total number of fish caught in a net is called, indicates total fish population. So the number of fishes that are caught in a fishing net, the total fishes, so that will be called as what? Population. That is called total fish population density in a lake. And in case of forest, I think if when I come across, they go for this tiger census. So how do they identify that there are so many tigers, male tigers, female tigers in that particular forest? Based on the pug marks as well as based on the fecal pellets, they will be able to assess. So pug marks and fecal pellets of tigers in national parks helps for tiger population density. So these two are the methods to assess the fish population density and the tiger population density. So how do they assess the fish population density? By counting the total number of fishes caught in a net. Then how do the tiger population density be determined? It is determined by either by the pug marks or by the fecal pellets. Then if an area consists of a banyan tree and parthenium plants, the role of banyan tree with enormous canopy is more significant in ecology than parthenium plants. So percent cover is more significant than the population size. So for example, like if you come across, I think all of us know that parthenium or carrot grass is a unwanted weed. So it grows very luxuriously. But when we assess the vegetation or the population ecology of plants, then we should not take into consideration the vegetation of the parthenium, but we need to take that of a banyan tree, which is more it has more enormous canopy, right? Then the increase of population size in a habitat with change in time is called population growth. So what is population growth? Then how do we define the word called population growth? The increase of population size in a habitat with change in time is called population growth. Hope you have understood how the fish population density and the tiger population density is determined and what is population growth. Now, what are the factors which affect population size? Obviously, there are some factors which is going to affect the population density. One is the food availability, second one is the predation pressure and the adverse weather. Like for example, why will the number of fishes caught in a net will be less? Maybe they are eaten by the predators, right? Or maybe the climatic conditions are not favorable for them to reproduce. So even the availability of the food. So what are the three very prime factors for that is going to affect the population size? The one is the food availability, second one is the predation pressure, and third one is the adverse or what you can call it as not favorable climatic conditions. Moving on to the factors responsible for fluctuation in the population density. As I said, the population density is not stable. It may increase or it may decrease. So what are the parameters that are responsible for the increase in the population density? As I said, it might be due to the four basic factors. One is called the natality, the second one is called the mortality, and third one is called immigration, and the fourth one is called emigration. Here we can use the word called, we can use the symbol plus or minus. So here natality means what? Birth rate. Birth rate. And mortality means what? Death rate. Natality means what? Death rate. So natality, birth rate, mortality, death rate. Here you can see in this beautiful representation, natality, birth rate. So population, so the population density will be more when more births are there. So when will the population decrease? When more mortality takes place. So this is natality is birth rate, and this is the death rate. So here people moving inside the population, people moving inside. Here people moving out of the population. Here you can see immigrants means what? People like, for example, some foreigner, somebody from other countries enter our country. So then obviously it will be what? It will be more population. For example, one of our Indian has moved to the other country. He will be called as what? Immigrant. He is an immigrant to that country, but he is an immigrant to our country. So this person is an immigrant for our country, but he is an immigrant for that country. So all these parameters are very, very important. So what are the 4 parameters which is going to affect the population density? One is called natality, second one is called mortality, third one is called immigration, and fourth one is called immigration. So these are the 4 parameters which is going to affect the population density. What is natality? Birth rate. Then what is mortality? Death rate. What is immigration? People moving inside into our population. Then what is immigration? People moving out of the population is called immigrant. So these 4 are the parameters which is going to affect or fluctuate the population density. So immigration, as I said, the number of, so what is natality? It is a number of births during a given period in the population that are added to the initial density. How is it calculated? Number of individuals added by initial size of the population. So how is natality calculated, or birth rate? Birth rate is calculated by the formula number of individuals added to the population by the initial size of the population. So how is death rate calculated? Death rate is calculated by number of deaths by initial size of the population. So what is mortality? Death rate. So here you can see B, birth rate, D, death rate. It is the number of deaths in the population during a given period. How is it calculated? Death rate is calculated by number of deaths divided by the initial size of the population. Hope you have understood all the 4 very important factors which is going to fluctuate or which is going to affect the population density. So immigration, as I said, the number of individuals of same species that have come into the habitat from elsewhere in a given time. Like as I said, somebody from the other country has moved into our country. He is an immigrant. But there is somebody who has from our country has moved into other country. He is an immigrant. So what is immigration? So as I said, this is one parameter, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. So this is plus, this is minus, this is plus, and this is minus. So what is immigration? The number of individuals of the same species that have come into the habitat from elsewhere in a given time. What is immigration E? It is the number of individuals which left the habitat to somewhere in a given time. So natality and immigration contribute to increase of population density, but mortality and immigration decreases the population density. So population density increases due to 2 very important parameters. One is called the natality, and that is plus, and the other one is immigration. that is also plus. So population density decreases due to two very important factors or parameters. One is called the mortality, the other one is called the immigration. So population density is affected by two very important four factors, but when will the population density increase? Due to natality or birth rate and due to immigration, people moving into the habitat. Here decreases due to death of a individual and people moving out of the habitat. Hope you have understood what are the four very important population attributes. Then what is the formula? What is the equation? N t minus 1 is equal to nt plus b plus 1 minus d plus e. Birth rate plus immigration minus death rate plus immigrants. So population density increases and decreases. When B1, that is birth rate and immigration, is more than D plus E. So when B plus I is more than D plus E, then the population density increases in a species. So when D plus E is more than B plus E, the population density decreases. So immigration is most important for colonization. Substantiate the statement. So they'll ask like this: immigration is most important for colonization. Substantiate the statement. It is asked. So a pioneer species should immigrate to start an ecosystem in a habitat. So this is a very important concept from examination point of view. So the types of population growth curves we come across, there are two of population growth curves. One is called the exponential growth curve and the other one is called the logistic growth curve. So growth curve, it occurs when resources are unlimited in a habitat. So here growth curve, exponential growth curve, it results in what? J-shaped curve. Here you can see the J-shaped curve, and whereas in a curve, here you can see B minus D is equal to R, right? Hope you have understood all the concepts what I have explained in today's session. So I'll be back with some more again, the remaining population interactions or population attributes in the coming session. So I'll be back with some more concepts on this very interesting chapter. So till then, goodbye and thank you.